Alright, this is going to be a new one for me, doing a video like this as a premiere. I am trying to think about how I'm going to run this. As we are doing this, I'm sitting in chat, so this could be fun. I am going to give it my best go to keep you entertained a little bit as we go through this. And yeah, hopefully the chat's probably going to keep you more entertained than me. And in the background, I'm going to be colouring this Monya picture. So this is the picture. Hold on, I've got to straighten my camera because she's very crooked. Alright, look at that. She's not so crooked now. Excellent. Is she crooked? No, she looks good. Okay, we're going to do this Monya image. Okay, so remember, Monya March. So this image is from her 35 colouring book set that you can get on her Etsy store. It will be linked down below how you can get that book. And this is the one I just picked. There's something about this image that just caught my eye. So we're going to go for a Persian look. So we're going to go for an olive skin. I'm thinking turquoise beads, some violets and purples. I'm going for a bit of an analogous colour theme with this. So that is what we're going to get into. Alright, so I'm going to use Black Widows. That is the plan for this one. I've got a bunch of Black Widows here and hope that I, in some way, make some sense of this picture. So I'm going to come in just a little bit, because I'm going to work on the skin initially, and I guess talk away. What am I going to talk about? I've got to remember to keep my hand out of here so that the shadows don't come through, because I'm filming this at night for this one, because trying to get it to fit in during everything else that is occurring during the week is going to be the thing. So I'm going to go in with charcoal green, which is from the Scorpion set. Now, I'm going to make her skin, so Persian skin, Middle Eastern skin, has quite an olive undertone. Now, olive tends to be on the yellow-green kind of spectrum. So I'm going to go in with charcoal green in my shadow areas and start laying some of that down. Yeah, so as I'm doing this, I am off at the Big Smoke, having spent 2 days in conference for work. Probably 2 very long, intense days, hopefully inspiring days, where I feel that, you know, I've been empowered and things for teacher rights. So I am an advocate for teacher rights and doing the right thing by our teachers within schools and outside of schools, and the government and, you know, the administration continuing to put the welfare of both our students and teachers at the forefront of their planning. So it's actually been quite an intense last couple of weeks in my work life. I'm just coming in a little bit closer. Hopefully it won't get too out of thing. Yeah, so I have been struggling with that whole, you know, work-life balance. As you know, for most of us, how we journeyed into the art world is through the strategy of working to, you know, keep our stress levels and everything under control. And it's definitely been something I've pulled upon in the last couple of weeks. So last week's extreme, where I just come on, and it was a bit of fun. If you haven't checked it out, honestly, go back and watch it. But we had a bit of Aussie lingo, Aussie slang lessons. So learning a bit of the Aussie language, and it was fun, and I needed it. I needed to just remember what it's like just to be my bogan self and not always having to be on, if that makes sense. So that was much needed and very appreciated. Even today, as I've come home to film this, in my work life, am in the midst of some stuff that's pretty intense, and this definitely helps me separate from that, and have that moment where I'm not constantly thinking about it and having it in my thought processes at every waking moment and sleeping moment. And it's definitely something that is much needed. So this week, what have we done? We are in March. So finished Cough, Colin Thompson, that's all done. And we're now in March. So for us down here, down under, it is the start of autumn. And I'm filming this a few days into that. And I'm telling you, it's hot as buggery. There is no feeling of cool change in the air. There is a cyclone brewing in the north. And it's hot. And the air, when the cyclone brews, the air up here is kind of it's sucked of everything. And everything just feels, that's kind of what we're feeling at the moment. I'm sitting here in my room at night time and I feel like the sweat is dripping off me. It's not, but it feels like it, if that makes sense. You've just got that moment of bleh. Alright, I've got a bit of a charcoal green there. Now I'm going to go in with forest, which is, so the charcoal green was very grey green. I'm just going to come in with forest in those areas where I want a little bit even more depth as I go over it. Now I'm not even going to try and be Monya. Monya does all of these amazing undertone colouring things and it blows me away. I'm just thinking makeup days and knowing that olive skin tone has a green yellow undertone to it, and I'm just going to work with that. That's about the extent of the ability that I have at this point in time. You know, the challenge there for myself this month is to colour along to some of Monya's streams and really understand how she's laying down that colour to get those wicked skin tones that she gets. But I'm certainly not at that calibre at this point in time. And will I ever be? Probably not. But doesn't stop me from trying. Just earlier this evening posted on Facebook, on my private Facebook, a comparison picture of a drawing I did 2 years ago to, Fergus that I did a couple of weeks ago, with the statement of you just don't know what you can do until you keep trying, and it's very much true. The growth that I can see within my own ability is awesome. Whereas a couple of years ago, I would have, if you'd asked me, I said I wouldn't even been able to draw a stick figure. Well, I still can't on a whiteboard, but we won't judge that. I don't think anyone can draw well on a whiteboard. So it's definitely been an interesting journey in the art world, in that kind of thing of just trying to continue to find the strengths that you do have. I'm not going to put too much colour in here because I haven't decided yet, but I imagine I'm going to come in with some makeup, and I don't want to put too much underlying colour there. Have I thought about what makeup I'm going to do? Not at all. Will we get to it? Maybe. Okay. Alright, so we've got a bit of forest green. I'm just trying to figure out what we're going to do here, because it kind of disappears, but she would, I'd imagine, have hair there. I'm trying to think of what the image might look like. I don't know, whether the hair is kind of swept back. I'm just going to go in here with a bit of forest and just kind of shadow this out. I might come back in with a bit of charcoal. Oh, here, you can't even see that. You're all screaming at me. Off screen, off screen. Okay, I'm back on screen now. Alright. Right. Just going to go in here. That. I'm going to bring it around. Where there'd be shadowing here coming from. And I'm going to come back in with the charcoal grey and go over this just to grey out that shadow. So this charcoal grey has got, charcoal green, sorry, has got obviously a grey-green undertone. I have no idea how this is going to look. But, as I always say, if it looks bad, then you know not to do it. And you've learnt something anyway. It's what I tell my kids. You won't know until you give it a go. If it doesn't work out, you've learnt not to do it the same way next time. I think that's an important thing. You don't know unless you give it a go. No, I haven't pre-done this and I haven't pre-planned it. I'm just legit winging it. Which I pretty much do with everything that I attempt. I just have a go and try and figure it out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Alright, okay. Now going to come in with olive green. Okay, and I'm going to start going in here with that. And hoping for the best. So hopefully we're having a good old chat in stream right now. Because, you know, I'm super full of conversation as we're listening along. And the fact that I'm going to have to be listening to myself makes me really, really uncomfortable. Because this is not a voice that I want to listen to on a daily basis. I got news today. I didn't get a cast in the musical, which is fine. I, to be honest, am way too busy to even think about it. But I will still do the makeup. That's the main reason that I wanted to get involved anyway. Let the creative juices go with the special effects and so forth. But as I'm colouring her now, she probably could fit right into the cast of Wicked with her green face. Hopefully she doesn't stay too green. And she works out. Like, woo. So about an hour into this, I'm going to run a giveaway. Hopefully it'll work, doing it as a virtual thing, because obviously I can't do it live on stream, but we're going to try our best to have it working. Alright, let's see. Still going in with this green. Just to get everything happening. Alright, so what else can I think that we can talk about in chat? What else? What else? Someone give me some hints. Okay. Alright, this is what we're going to talk about. What is your favourite, who is your favourite celebrity? And what do you find attractive about them? Why are they your favourite celebrity? It might be physical attraction, or it might be something else that's attractive about them. So let's get in and talk about that. I am going to start off with a couple. There's a few ones that I find attractive for different reasons. So the first one is George Clooney. Alright, so George Clooney. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, and the older he gets, the hotter he gets. There's something about him. I think it's just that, I don't know, it's the way he holds himself, the way he walks. I don't know, and that he doesn't seem to take himself too seriously. And then he went and married a woman who is, you know, all for female rights and advocate and all of that kind of stuff. She is my age, she's intelligent, she's everything me, but not me, which is very, very sad. It could have been me. That's what I tell everyone. It could have been me, but it's not. I'm probably also not of the level of hotness as Amal is, but we won't judge that. Alright, you know, I just might not have been in the right place at the right time for him to be swept away by my amazing beauty, both inside and out. Now I'm making myself laugh. Okay, so, we've got good old George Clooney. Yeah, and as he got older, it got hotter. You know, the days of ER and stuff, meh, not so much. But when we start to get into things like Ocean 11 and things like that, it's like, yeah, not too bad. So we've got a bit of George. And then, I'm trying to think, do I want that to go too far in there? I probably want to keep a bit of highlight. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself now, trying to think about how I'm going to start to define certain parts of her facial structure. This is just more guidelines now for me as I'm doing that. So, George Clooney. Alright, Gal Gadot. No big surprise there, Wonder Woman. Mainly because she was bomb, man. Like, when she filmed the first Wonder Woman, she was pregnant, and they had to CGI out her pregnant belly. And she was still doing a lot of those kinds of action shots and things fully pregnant. So, go you. Good thing. Let's see, I don't know what I'm even doing here. I'm just hoping. Alright, don't judge me. Okay. And you're like, we're not judging you. And I'm like, it's alright, I'm judging myself. I'm going in with Poison now, which is a really light green. And we're full on greening her up. Why not? Like I said, this is just an underlayer. I'm hoping that she doesn't stay green, because at the moment she's looking pretty wicked. So Gal Gadot is just, and she's just hot. Like, you can't not look at that woman and just think she is the most stunning piece of Amazon greatness. She is gorgeous. And she also, again, doesn't take herself too seriously. So she has a bit of fun, you know, it's that kind of thing. She doesn't, I don't think she gives off that I'm better than everyone else because I'm, a superstar kind of thing. And that's very important to me. I'm not a big fan of people that think just because they're in a position higher than others that they can behave in such a way that suggests that they are better. So it's very much, she's pretty hot. Who else? Hugh Jackman? Wolverine. Okay. So Hugh Jackman, alright, let's get real. He's probably not the most classically hot fella on the planet, although he looked damn fine for Wolverine. We can never deny that. But he is absolutely gorgeous, inside, outside, everywhere, and it just shines through. If you've ever seen him talk about his wife, Deborah Furness, the love he has for her is just the most amazing and incredible thing ever. Alright, I'm trying to figure out what I picked for a dark colour. I've just picked out a few because Anne's working with my Black Widows at the moment too, so I'm like, what colour am I using? So I'm going in with my Broken Huntsman. I figured I might as well use it. Albert has replaced it for me, but I'm like, I've got it, so I might as well use it. So I'm going to go in with Huntsman and start now layering in more of the darker actual skin tones as such. And hoping that this works. We'll find out. Okay, so Hugh Jackman, and it's just more about when he talks about his wife and his kids and their adoption and everything in Australia and all of those things. He's just such a humble man. He certainly doesn't take the fame hasn't gone to his head. And then you see the jokes that he has with Ryan Reynolds and stuff, with Deadpool and versus X-Men and all of the fun that they have playing off each other and that kind of stuff. That you're just like, yeah, that's a man that can just think. And his wife is older than him. But he worships the ground she walks on, and she worships the ground he walks on, and you can see it. She is a woman that knows that she is very well loved and adored by her husband, and that is totally awesome to see. He supports her in everything she does about changing adoption laws here in Australia, and raising awareness around other issues relating to children. It's incredible, because when they first got married, she was the star, the popular one, and they thought she was lowering herself marrying Hugh, and you know, he was like, "Whoa, look what I've scored," and now it's the you know, if you want to call it the opposite. He certainly doesn't see it that way. He still thinks his wife's the hottest thing that walked on earth, and that is brilliant. So who else? Okay, Angelina Jolie. Okay, there is, if you've ever seen Tomb Raider, when she gets out of the bath and it's all the tattoos down about, oh man, that woman is just, she needs a bit of meat on her bones, but she is stunning. She's got a unique beauty about her. Personality wise, you know, that's still yet to be called, I guess. But I can't deny she's pretty hot. Alright, bit of Huntsman. Let's go in with, what else have I got here? I don't even know what I've pulled out. Let's go with mud. Okay, we're going to go in with a bit of mud. Alright. So as you can see, I'm just starting to layer these up. Okay. I'm using that Canson drawing paper that I like, so it's very toothy, so it will take a lot of layers. And I'm just hoping that at the end of this, it looks okay. Like I said, can't guarantee how any of this is going to turn out. I could be sitting here cringing knowing that you're all going to be like, oh my god, this looks horrible. But we will find out as we progress through this. Who else do I think's hot? Oh, you know, the Sean Connery kind of things, those older men. You know, we've all had those discussions, especially if being in Emily's Discord. We've had a lot of discussions about the hot older men. Then if you've ever watched Gracie and Frankie on Netflix, if you haven't, do yourself a favour and watch that. Jane Fonda and stuff. Oh my gosh, how they're looking into their 70s, 80s is amazing. Lily Tomlinson, they're just like, oh gosh. If I can still move and look that good at their age, I'm going to be like, yeah, man. Sorry, I'm just half focusing myself on this. I'm just hoping for the best. The conversation is flowing. The scene is okay. It's not too washed out. Kind of like, yeah. So what other celebrities? Hopefully we're having a good old conversation about that, and I'm just going to keep colouring along to this. And be like, yep. silence. Alright, let's pick something else to talk about. Alright, oh yeah, if you didn't figure out what I find attractive about them, it's how they treat other people and how they behave themselves. That definitely is something I find definitely influences whether I find someone attractive. You can be absolutely gorgeous, but if you're just a nasty person, then I don't want to know you. Alright, Negra. Okay, so we're starting to bring in a bit of red tone now. Okay, so the green and the red will kind of neutralise each other out. The green will show you just a little bit through this red. Because I don't want her to look like a green woman. Well, I'm hoping she doesn't end up looking green anyway. This is what I get for trying to be like Monya. Remember? Not Monya. Oh, hilarious. Alright. This is what I get for trying something completely new on stream with everyone watching. And just hoping that whatever I do works. Let's get started. Alright. Let's go now with, I don't know what I'm going to go in with. Let's go with olive brown, except for I need to sharpen it a little bit. Sorry, just hit the camera. Okay, so, alright. What characteristics do you think are necessary for a strong relationship? And do you possess his character? Well, I'm perpetually single, so obviously not. Yeah, compromise is probably something that is you know, being willing to compromise is something that is very much a characteristic. Patience, that understanding, all of that kind of stuff. And I'm not very good at the compromise factor, and I know that about myself, which is why I remain single. I'm very, very set in my ways. I'm an easy going person, but I wouldn't be an easy person to be in a relationship with. I'm very, very strong-willed, and you know, Em was asking me the other day, like, well, not Em, Em's sister was asking me the other day, like, whether I'd want a blokey bloke or a bit more of a, you know, a yuppie kind of bloke, like smarter, you know, academic kind of guy. And that's what I said. I definitely, I need a guy that is more headstrong than me so that they can put me in place. And keep me in my place. Like when I'm being headstrong myself, they can, you know, rein me in and ground me. I guess might be the term. So, yeah, it's one of those interesting things of, you know, and with all things that's kind of happening in my life, I kind of just gotten to the point now that I'm like, you know what, no, I don't want to. I don't want to have to compromise anymore, and so therefore it's just easier to stay on my little lonesome and not inflict any emotional damage on anyone else. You know, don't get me wrong. While I joke about it and stuff, if the opportunity come up, of course I would love it. But I'm not unhappy without it, I guess is the big thing. And whilst I'm not unhappy without it, I'm not in a great rush to change it. And honestly, I don't have time. I've got to, you know, I've just gotten, you know, where George is old enough now that I can do things that I haven't been able to do while she was growing up, because I was a single parent, and, you know, I've got a young child, so being able to go off and be parts of committees and things and go off to those kinds of things were not available because of that. So I mean, I'm starting to enjoy that part of my life now. So I don't think I want to change that anytime soon. And if I bring someone into my life, then I've got to make more compromise there about my time. And I'm like, I don't know. Don't know if I am at that point where I'm willing to do that. But you know, loyalty, understanding, they're all things that are important. Trust. I find it very, 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 very difficult to trust people. In fact, I just live by the motto of, you know, I try to treat people that they're good people, but I innately find it difficult to trust people. So I always keep myself protected in case they, you know, there's always a part of me that doesn't fully commit, just in case they let me down. So still going in with this, what am I using? Olive brown. Alright, so, what else have we done? Okay, alright, keep going with this. We had a bit of a time to have conversation about what we're looking for in guys, or women. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm here nor there. If I found the right characteristics in a female, I'd be just as happy. I'm not looking, it's not gender that I look for in attractiveness. Or what I'm looking for in a mate. That actually doesn't really pay too much attention or care factor to me. She's not interested in anybody. That works, doesn't it? And I guess another thing, you know, not intelligence as in, you know, that you've got to have a million degrees under your belt. I don't care. Like I said, I wouldn't care if you're a chippy, a carpenter, or whatever you are. That's not what I look for. One, I want you to have a job. That's probably another thing I look for in somebody is, you know, someone that's got a job or studying, some kind of drive, that they're, you know, that they've got all their teeth. I always joke that I want them to have all of their teeth. I'm not leaving this here, just because I still haven't decided what I'm doing makeup wise. I might come back to that once I decide. Alright, so that's that. I'm going to go in now with olive gold. And we're going to come in and we're going to continue to layer. So I'm working in, if you hadn't I work in little circle motions when I'm trying to just fill in the tooth. So I'm coming in with olive gold. So olive skin makes a lot of sense. This is from the Skin Dark. Most of these colours I've tried to keep most of them from the Skin collection, Skin Dark collection. But obviously the greeny ones, not so much. So now coming in with that yellow that comes with olive skin tone. Alright. Next question. What was your favourite book as a child and why was it your favourite? Whew. Okay. I loved... So I learned to read really early. I was one of those, you know, there's no surprise about that. I was a nerdy kid. I could read, you know, I was reading novellas, like short novels, in grade 1, 2. Other kids were learning how to read, and I was sitting up the back in a beanbag reading, short stories and stuff like that. But I loved Enid Blyton and Faraway Tree, and they were the bomb. I loved them. I could read them very repetitively, and I did. I loved my Golden Circle books when I was a kid. I used to have the best collection of Golden Circle books. It was awesome. But yes, I had those, and then as I got older, this is where I started to get into the fantasy. So when I was probably about 11, 12, I started The Belgariad by David Eddings, and that's where I just fell into that world. So Belgariad, Lorien, so forth from David Eddings, and then Raymond E. Feist, his Magician, all those sagas. Tolkien. I always had difficulty reading Tolkien. It took me a long time to actually get through The Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit I read okay, but getting through The Lord of the Rings took a lot of time, because I am a speed reader. And those people that are speed readers would know that we pretty much capture the page as a whole, and kind of like immediately filter out a lot of the filler words and all that, and so only are really capturing the main concept of the book. Tolkien, you can't use that, because he don't use a lot of filler words. He uses a lot of big words, and I had to change the way I read with Tolkien, which that's what I really struggled with, was having to change my reading style. And it took, I think I was about 15 or 16 before I finally managed to get through Tolkien. I read The Hobbit when I was about 12, but the actual Lord of the Rings, I really did struggle. And I think it's a lot of the reason why I don't like the Game of Thrones series. Because George R. R. Martin basically writes in a style similar to Tolkien, and for someone that reads like me, very difficult to read it without changing it, and I'm too lazy for that now. I'm like, I'm not putting in that effort. When I was 15, 16, I was determined to actually read The Lord of the Rings, and I'm glad I did, but I don't care enough about Game of Thrones to have read the series, so I was like, yeah, no, should be right. I'll pass. And then what else? But don't get me wrong, I was still I'd devour a Mills and Boons. Like, I used to come home from work and knock off a Mills and Boons in an hour, because I just wanted to read something. It used to be an ongoing joke that if it was on toilet paper, if there was writing on toilet paper, I'd read that too. So it's not, I wasn't too discriminatory towards whatever I read. Okay, Suede. This is from Skin Dark as well. With that. Sorry, I zoned off. I'm like, just in the zone of colouring. I think this is what's so hard, is I'm just like, I'm just colouring. I'm forgetting that I need to be talking. So I'm just layering this over at the moment, and hoping that I dull down some of this greenness. Well, most of the green's neutralised. It's not neutralised here, so I might have to come in and, well, not neutralised, but you know what I mean, like, dull down a little bit. books? To be honest, I'd read anything. Yeah, Babysitter's Club when I was a kid. They've re-released on Disney. They've got the Babysitter's Club as a series now, and it's actually really good. It touches with some very modern day themes, gender and attraction and bullying and social media, all of that kind of stuff. It's a really good. I really enjoyed watching it with Georgia. It was awesome. Sorry, I just had to take a drink. Alright, I'm going to come in with a blender pencil, and let's see if we can start making this look like nice, smooth Middle Eastern skin. So I'm just using the DeWint one. I don't have the Cat and Dash one, mainly because, I don't know, every time I go onto Amazon to get it, I'm like, ugh, I don't like the Amazon price, but to get it from one of the art supply stores here in Australia, I need to buy some more supply. I just haven't got to the point where I'm just going to throw it in the basket kind of thing. So it's the main reason why I don't have it. Everyone talks about it, but I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm trying not to press too heavy with this blender because I probably will still go in over the top again. So I don't want to completely flatten the tooth. I thought about using solvent, and I don't know. I try not to use solvent too much because I don't think a lot of other people like to use solvent in their colouring books. You can answer that question in chat. Do you like solvent? Would you like me to see me use solvent? Because I use solvent quite a bit when I'm doing coloured pencil pictures. But I've kind of steered away from it in colouring in because I'm not sure how people feel about that as a technique. So just ASMRing to the sound of the blender pencil. A little bit longer, and then we might do the giveaway. Probably about another 10 minutes or so. When I finish, we might do it when I finish doing this blending. Oh, that sharpener did not like this blend pencil. That's right. It'll still work. Now the random noises have started. I'm sorry. Okay. Alright, let's think of something else. What was your favourite movie as a child? Oh gosh. Do you still enjoy seeing it? How many times have you seen it? Oh gosh, as a child. I loved The Never-Ending Story. Loved that movie, and I'd still be happy to watch The Never-Ending Story. Princess Bride, come on. Absolute classic. I'm going to let you go forth with some quotes now from The Princess Bride, because that will take over for a little bit while I continue to blend. Who was it? Was it? There has a Princess Bride book. Someone has a Princess Bride colouring book. Cannot remember who that is. But, okay. What else did I like? Movies did I like as a kid? I don't know, I'm trying to think now. I don't have the great, like, my childhood memory is not, actually my memory in general for that kind of stuff is not the best. I don't have a great recall when it comes to things that I've done in my past and stuff. Unless someone starts talking about it and it triggers the memory, I really struggle to just bring it out on my own accord. Alright, so I've done that. I think I need to look at a way to bring down some of the yellowness. So, what do I want to do with that? Like, what colour? So I'm just looking at my swatches now, trying to figure out what I want to do to help bring down the yellowness. Because it's good, like she's got very much obviously a yellow tone, but I just need to, I don't know what I'm doing, alright people? No idea. Okay. Like I know that violet, like purple, will help neutralise it, but I don't want to turn it grey. So I don't think I want to go that far. But maybe if I go in with something like mushroom. What does mushroom do? I don't know, can't hurt unless I try, I think. Alright, let's find that. Mushroom. Alright. Okay, let's try what mushrooms does. Well, this might work. Okay. So, while I'm going in with mushroom, we're going to do a giveaway. So, we're going to follow the normal rules. Number 1 to 100 once I say go. Don't do it until I say go. Obviously, don't chat while the numbers are going in. I'm going to give a couple of minutes of the numbers going down. And when I draw the random generate the number, it will be the number closest to the number generated without going over. So let's, oh, and I haven't told you what, I was about to say let's go, but let's not yet. I haven't told you what you're going to win. You're going to, Monia has offered a free image from her Etsy store. So you just need to email me, go to her Etsy store, which will be in the link below, in the description below. Go check out an image, email me, and I will forward your details on to Monia, and she will send you the image, which is awesome. Okay, so let's officially do it. Let's go, go, go. Right. So this mushroom seems to be doing what I want it to do, which is just toning down the yellow and the green just that touch. I don't want to completely get rid of it because it is the correct undertone. I just wanted to just tone it down a little bit. Alright, hope we're still going with the numbers. I'll give you another minute to get the numbers down, and then we will call it so that people can go back to chatting, and we can get on with it. It'll be probably about another minute till I'm finished with the mission. I'm going to say last numbers in if you haven't done it already, because I have no idea how many's going to be in chat. Don't know who's joining me, but let's go for, oh, there's a little bit of pink that I missed there. I'll catch that later. Stop. Okay, alright, let's get this random generator up. Okay, Safari, random number generator. Alright. Okay, let's go for numbers between 1 and 100. Okay, it's already there. So let's generate the number 4. Okay, so it is a low number. If anyone picked underneath that, then they will win. However, I think because it's such a low number, if we can't find the one underneath it, we will make it go up to obviously the next number up from it. Okay, so we will have a look through that, and I'm sure Angie, Rosalind, myself, somebody will figure out who won. And don't forget that you need to email me your details and which page you have picked from on your Etsy store, and we will get that to you. I'll give you about 48 hours probably to get that to me, so that we're not, hanging there too long. But that is, so 4 is the number, and hopefully we're sorting that out in chat right now. I'm still going to come in with a little bit more of the mushroom. There we go. What else do I think I might work over there? Let's go for a bit of murk. I like murk, it's a nice colour. Just gotta find it. There it is. Bit of murk, which is quite a neutral colour. So at the moment I'm just trying to slightly neutralise the olive tones, but not too far. I can't go too much further anyway, because this won't take too much more layering, because I've already gone over it with the blender, and I'm going to go over it with the blender again. So it's pretty much at its Dunsies point. Dunsies point, that's good English there. Alright. Okay. Let's go through again. And I'm pressing much heavier this time. It is what it is. It's going to be what it is. I'm like all silent. Hopefully we're talking away. I'm like full on in the zone of the blending. Alright, what can I talk about while I finish the blending? You could go back to your childhood. What advice would you like from your adult self? Let the control go. You can't control the world. As much as you want to, and as much as you want to dictate how life's going to turn out, you can't control that. Stop planning your life down to a millisecond, because life doesn't work that way. Be willing to change and accept things if things have come up that aren't necessarily part of your plan. That would be the big thing for me, I think. What would it be for you? What would you tell your younger self? What advice would you give little old you? Well, not little old, little young you. Now you've got to remember this skin's going to look quite in your face against all of the nothingness that's coloured. Okay, we're going to have to wait till the rest of the image is coloured to see how her skin looks against that. Okay, at this point in time she's looking mightily crazy. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. We'll just hope for the best. Actually, I'm sitting here with fingers crossed that my thoughts in my head will eventuate onto this page and I don't completely embarrass Monya's artistic genius with my dodgy colouring. Alright, so an hour in and we've got skin done. I think, like, I'm not going, but I'm going. We're going to have a interlude because I'm done for this evening and I'll come back tomorrow night and probably start on the hair and these jewels. I'm trying to work across this way. But I need to stop for a moment because I'm tired. And we're in the chat, we're still going, but I may be of a different mood tomorrow night tomorrow when I come back to colouring game, but in 2 seconds when you see me. I hope that makes sense. Alright, whatever. See you in a sec. Alright guys, so we're back. For me, it's another day. I thought I'd hopefully come back in a better mood today. It's not necessarily the case. What I have done, is I have sprayed this with workable fixative. So similar to the stuff that I used on my stream on Sunday, when I was doing, it is the same stuff that I was using when I was doing the pastels. Okay, just because I had, I've used a lot of blender pencil on this and flatten the tooth. But whilst I want the olive skin, I just want to tone it down a little bit. So I'm going in with saffron. Okay, and I'm just going over and bringing down a little bit of that yellow green tone. Now I want olive skin. I'm not trying to deny that she has olive skin, and I'm hoping that when I do the rest of the image that this olive skin will look more right against the image. But it is, I think, because it's not a skin tone, we often do that real yellow-green undertone that it kind of, I know for me it's kind of hitting me in the face, and I'm like, well, I've got to figure out what I'm going to do to, I guess, just deal with it. I thought about scrapping the whole thing and starting again and never letting you know that I stuffed up, but I refuse to do that. I refuse to do that in life. I'm certainly not going to do it now. If it doesn't work out, then we know, but at least we've tried it. And that's, that's what I tell my kids, I tell my students. You won't know if you don't give it a go. So I'm not going to scrap it. You can see it, if it is a failure, you'll see that as well. That's okay. And I had to just go away and process that with myself and with Angie. I was crying to Angie last night, going, "Oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to do it." All of that kind of stuff. But I'm fighting more in my real world at the moment than an olive skin tone that I'm colouring in on a piece of paper that is in reality just a piece of paper and some pencils. So it's not the end of my world with this. So I'm going to go in with Merc again and just go a little bit more over these highlighted areas. But I'm hoping that when the rest of the skin is done, you know, I am going for a dark olive skin complexion. So I've got to remember that it's meant to be this. And it's okay. And to keep going. So now I'm going to, while we're doing that, while I'm looking at my swatches to think about what I'm going to use for turquoise. So I'm looking at doing some Persian turquoise kind of jewellery. And thinking about what colours I want to use. And I don't necessarily agree with the colours that they've chosen as turquoise for the Black Widow. So we will see what I just pick out. I'm going to talk about my real world. Oh my gosh, my real world at the moment is, if it wasn't actually, to be honest, I don't think you realise how much this, coming home and doing this, is keeping me sane. I am in fact struggling in my real world with fighting and doing the things that I do, and I need to breathe, and I need to remember that I'm doing it for the right reasons, and that it will be okay in the long run. But that doesn't make life, you know, it's not making it simple right at this point in time. Alright, so I'm pulling out some colours for this. Where's white? Where are you, white? Where you be? Okay, there's white. Okay. Alright, so we're just going to start thinking about putting in some turquoise colouring for these jewels. I might see if I can bring in a little bit and get in and get started with that. Oh, I've got to tell you about my day at work, apart from all of the stuff that's just nightmare and what I'm dealing with, like, that way. But just an Australian story. You've got to know that you're living in Queensland, Australia, when my my playground duty involved getting kids away from a red belly snake, yes, one of the most poisonous snakes in the world, whilst the groundsman and the janitor and all organised to catch it, because he's a certified snake catcher, because you have to be a certified, pretty much you want a certified snake catcher in your school here. So doing that whilst what up? I'm going to colour while I'm talking about it. I'm going to go in with Sky. Actually, no, I'm going to sharpen Sky before I do that. So whilst he's getting the red belly, a fledgling pheasant fell out of a tree because it was getting all worked up from the threat of a snake, as well as kids going crazy around said snake. So it fell out of the tree and injured itself. So then we have to go try and capture this pheasant without making it even worse. And that's the day in the life of an Australian playground duty. It was just like, yep, I'm going to go home and I'm going to tell you guys about that because you will giggle. So this is the little pheasant fledgling. Let's see if I can show you without it. Oh, I need to figure out turning down brightness. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can turn down the brightness of my screen. There we go. There's the little pheasant. Little fella. Oh, well, it was actually a girl. But we ended up capturing her. She's pretty hard to find, but we got her, and the snake got moved and all that kind of stuff. He'll probably come back. He's been moved from that spot again before. It's excellent. So that is, in fact, what has been going on in the world of my playground duties. In my activist, advocate kind of world, it's just, I'm dealing with a misogynist bully who doesn't want to deal with me because I'm female, so he will deal with another member because a male, and will bow to what he wants and will scrape and not call him out, and I'm left dealing with a whole lot of things, and it's getting full on. But I am off tomorrow down to the Big Smoke, so hopefully just stepping away from it for a moment, and I'm going to be with other people that fight like I do, and hopefully that will help bring me into the right frame of mind again. And I'm doing okay, but and I will be okay, but it gets draining, and my brain is drained, my everything is drained, and I'm like, I need to just remember why I'm doing this and continue doing it for the right reasons, and that's kind of, I'm keeping myself in that frame of mind of that's what I'm doing this for. Okay, so I've gone in with Sky. I think I'm going to go in now with a little bit of Opal and start looking at just putting in some of the markings that I want for my turquoise. Now you can tell here I'm not trying to do anything fancy. I just like to scribble and let the brain tell you what it is. That's kind of the way that I like to go about this. So I'm just putting in some markings for the turquoise beads. I plan to probably come in, so I'm going to do ones that have got like the marbling that goes through it. Whilst it's not necessarily gold, I think I'm going to use gold anyway, because I might use a gold metallic pen. I don't know. We'll see what we get to when we get to that stage. So just coming through and putting some variations through these turquoise beads. Yeah, like I said, I don't know how long I'm going to manage to focus on this tonight. So, but we're like, don't get me wrong, we're into an hour of this stream, so we're doing okay. It's not. I'm just, yeah. And by now the girls will be starting to wake up and be like, "What are we doing? Are we going? Are we going? Are we getting ready to go shopping? When are we going home?" Because I will be driving 3 hours home later today. That's what I've got in store for me later on this afternoon. Woohoo for me. That's the excitement of my world. And then I'm going to go in. What do I want to do? I'm going to go in, and I've already got it out, so that's really good. Hopefully, where are you? I've got to find you. Alright, I'm going in with olive green, but I need to make it sharp. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And I need to empty my little sharpener bowl, because it's getting a bit full of the sharpenings and the tips from Colin Thompson. Alright. Okay. Oh, there we go. Sorry. So hopefully now you've all bolstered me up, making me feel good. And you're like, you're awesome. You're awesome, Tammy. Alright, so I'm going in with olive green. And I'm really going to start putting in some of this veining. Oh, and breaking tips, because that's what I do. I need to not have the pressure of an elephant. I need to be light and delicate like a butterfly. Just that's not me in any way, shape or form. There's nothing light and delicate about me. Alright. But yeah, so hopefully I'm telling you all about how cool my hotel is, because the hotel that I'm staying at online, when I looked at it before I come down, it's got some really funky artwork. It's got like a really cool eclectic vibe to it, so I'm hoping that in reality it measured up to that. I had some pretty cool artwork pieces around. It doesn't, online it didn't look like a normal everyday, you know, generic hotel, so kind of hoping that that is the case. Now, again, if you hadn't figured, for all of pretty much everything I colour, I haven't done it before. I'm just having a go at seeing if it will in fact work. And look something like turquoise beads. Alright, going to go in now with Aquarius, which is a dark green blue, and I'm just going to start using that to just put in some shading. I want some distinction here so that you can see the 3D aspect. Try not to colour outside the lines. Shh, we won't tell anyone. And hopefully you can see, this is the beauty of me being left-handed, is that I'm going to cover everything I do. Tell you what, but I know when I'm stressed, because my dreams start to get like crazy wicked. I start having the stupidest dreams. I can't remember, but I know I wake up in the morning and go, what was that I just dreamt about? Like, you know, just random stuff, and people, like, you know, the people I haven't seen for 100 years that come in and start messing with you, and it's amazing how your brain processes the real life by giving you some crazy thoughts within your dreams and some crazy actions. Probably doesn't help that I've still binge watching Supernatural. That certainly doesn't help. You know, that's probably having a bit of an influence as to my dreams as well. But, you know, that is what it is. I'm just trying to use this Aquarius to kind of define where these beads are. A bit of shadowing. We're in trouble. So, what else can we talk about? Alright. What did you dream of being when you were a child? Have you managed that? I don't know if I've done that already in one of my videos, but so when I was about grade 6 or grade 7, so 11, 12, I had in my head I was going to be a hotel manager. I was like, I'm going to live across the world and run fancy hotels and do all of that kind of stuff. And then I went to high school and fully went into the world of science and got to see what science was really about. And then I was like, no, I'm going to be a doctor. And at that stage, my brother was off studying medicine, and I'm like, I'm going to be a doctor too. And I wanted to be a pediatrician, an emergency pediatrician, so working with children, emergency. And that was pretty much my goal all the way through high school. I did have a moment in my senior years, due to a lot of external stuff going on and my mental health wasn't good, that I was going to quit and become a apprentice painter, a house painter. However, I had a fantastic principal that worked with me, and I did not, in fact, make that decision. All right, I'm going back in with Sky now. So I went on to university to do biomedical science, so basically like a pre-med kind of thing, and I was still going to be a doctor. And then, you know, again, my mental health has never been the greatest, and things happened and it continued to get worse. Men, relationships, lots of different things, and I ended up stuffing up my last year of my degree, and it took me a while to get back there, which then also stuffed up my chances of medicine. And then when I finally got into my medical entrance interview, they asked me a question, and this is a very conservative medical school, and this was, you know, 20 odd years ago. They asked me a conservative question about, do I think that homosexual couples should have the right to have access to IVF and have IVF children, and I was like, of course, and that these conservative old men, I don't think, appreciate that, and I kind of stuffed up my interview because I am who I am, and I'm not going to back down from that, and kind of didn't get accepted. And then I met my then be husband, and I continued to, you know, life. And then I went on and did my business degree, and most of my business degree. I've got about 6 months left of that, one day maybe. And I got a job working for a pharmaceutical company. It was fine. And then I lost my daughter. So we had a child, and I lost my daughter to sudden infant death, and I just knew that corporate world, driving long distances on my own, was not going to be very good for my recovery from that. Oh, sorry, I'm just going in with charcoal green, by the way. So I took a job as an administration manager for a construction company, and went and did my teaching diploma, and the rest is history. I now absolutely love what I do. The teaching component, I don't necessarily love all of the other stuff that I'm doing, but that being said, I kind of love that too. You know, I was in a meeting with the local politician, our local politician, on Monday, representing all of the educators, all of the teachers within our area, in our region, saying this isn't good enough, do you realise this, and this, and getting them to commit for speaking up on our behalf, you know, and recognising the importance of what we play, both in government and in society. Yeah, so, you know, I do all of that on the outside as well. So that's always fun. Always fun. Alright, slowly getting in with the turquoise. Now I'm going to come in with the white. I'm not going to expect too much here, but I'm just going to come along and just at the tops of these beads, just run a little bit of white along there. I will come back later and put proper highlight on there, probably with some white gel pen or something. But for now, just coming in with the white. I might even thinking, do I rock out the Prisma? I think I'm going to rock out the Prisma. Alright, let's rock out the Prisma. It says something when you've always got a Prisma white on hand. It's not even in the pencil case with all the others. Alright. Okay. Yep, there goes tip. Shh. Shh. You didn't see it. Like Matthew McConaughey. Alrighty. Right. Yeah. She's looking alright on stream, on camera. I probably will. Part of me I think is going to come back with gold anyway because I want to. I want it to have that kind of look. Alright, what else am I going to do? I'm nervous about the gems and I'm kind of putting them off. So I'm going to go on hair, by the way, people. I'm just going to pretend that that doesn't exist for now. We might come back to that next week when I've had time to think about my world and what I am doing. But we're going to go on to the hair and we're going to do brunette hair in some way, shape or form. And hope that it works. So I'm getting that out. I might go for, what colours do I have? Sorry, I'm just looking at my swatch list now, trying to decide on what colours I want to use. So what have we got here? Brown bug. I've also got M's taken half of my like my browns because she's working on the Beauty and the Beast image from Cute and Creepy at the moment. So she's got a lot of my browns from the Black Widows doing that. So I am kind of working with what I got. Alright. Let's just work with some of these colours. We'll hope for the best. Alright. So, I'm going to go in with Midnight, so black. I'm going to start just where I really want to define some of this hair. I'm not going for black hair, I'm going for deep brown, but I'm going to put some black in, just especially in these shadow parts. Luckily she doesn't have too much hair, so this shouldn't take long. See, I'm smarts. I'm smarts lady sometimes. Alright, well there's my own hair. Alright, I'm just turning up the lights. The sunlight outside is dying down, so alright, let's go in with Huntsiman, which I was using before. Let's see if I can sharpen it, because this is the one that's a little bit broken. Okay, let's see if we can work with that. What do you reckon, people? Mainly I just don't want to pull out the other one while this is still kind of working. Going in with Huntsman. Doing some flicky flicks. I think I need to go think about feeding the children and packing for the trip that I've finished once this airs. Kind of weird trying to think about the future, even though for you guys I'm always in the future, for most of you. I'm only in the past for the ones on daylight savings down south at the moment, because they're more in the future of me, and New Zealand. Okay. I'm just now coming in here, up in here where it's the hairline's going underneath this headpiece. Just not worry about flicking, it's just more about getting some colour down there. Alright, let's go in now with a bit of a brown bug. Just add a little bit of some redder tones to the hair to give it some tonal value and a bit of life, and it will also play then against the green. So I don't think I said last time, congratulations to whoever won the image. Woohoo! Awesome, enjoy. I want to see it coloured. Let's get some of this done. Because Monya is awesome. And I'm still just so chuffed that she offered to just give the giveaways. I think that is such a lovely gesture. Like I said in my haul, if you didn't watch it, I'm not going to allow that, and I went and purchased a couple of books anyway, but it's a really, really nice gesture. Let's go in with Foxy Brown. Remembering that this paper's got quite a bit too, so it's going to require a bit of work to kind of get it to the point where her hair looks good. Alright, I'm going to go back in with the dark brown, which was Huntsman. Okay. I'm really starting to push that into the paper now. So I'm actually kind of concentrating. I know, go figure. Alright. I'm working with the grayscale shadowing that Monya's put in to just kind of figure out, just to keep the definition so that we can see that the hair has curl to it. I don't want to lose that. Oh. So hopefully we've been talking about what you wanted to be when you grew up. Well, I want to be a fairy. Now that'd be Tonya. I want to be a fairy. Or a unicorn. Always wanted to be Barbie. And Astro Girl. Oh my god, I used to go around pretending I was Astro Girl. Flying around the backyard. try and put a tip on this without the world ending. Alright, okay, here we go. Isn't that funny? This has got absolutely no wood barrel and I'm still not breaking it yet. Other one's like, gone. Alright, going to go back in with a bit of Foxy Brown. And then in now with a bit of, where are you? I'm trying to find suede. So a little bit of suede. I'm just going to use suede to run through where those highlights are. Start blending it together. I don't particularly want white as my highlight because we are going for a deep colour. So, and it's going to pick up a little bit of that yellow greeny tone that was from her skin. Coming back in now with the Huntsman for our dark brown. Just going back in any areas where I think I need a little bit more definition. I might go back in yet with black. We'll see how it looks. What we need there. Georgia, can you let Emily in, please? She's at the front door. There you go. She's knocking on the front door. Go, let me in. Let me in. So I'm just making sure that I've just covered all of the areas. Alright, let's go back in with Midnight. And really define that shadow area. Hello. Really defining that. And I'm just going to come back in right underneath these beads. And how are we going? Look at that. I think we're nearly up to 2 hours, so it's not too bad, hey? Look at that. Didn't think I'd make the 2 hours, and I pretty much have. So if you've managed to hang around in chat and you haven't left me, thank you. I do appreciate it. I know it's not a normal stream style, so I get that. But it was just the best that I could do, given the circumstances of real world. I'm just going to go in and really make sure that it's clear that these beads are in fact 3D and not sitting flat on thy hair. But I think that is a pretty good start to her. And, you know, hopefully she's starting to come together. Like, if we bring her up a little bit, she's starting to come together into hopefully not looking too crazy. Fingers crossed. If not, we'll just roll with it anyway. Okay, well, so let's get up and say goodbye to everyone. Okay, so it's that time when we're all going to say goodbye. Bye, everyone. Oh, wait up. I'm going to do the eyebrows while we're saying goodbye. So as we're doing that, let me go in and eyebrow it up. Where are you, Huntsman? I still haven't decided what I'm going to do makeup wise, so let's pretend that, you know, there's something there. Oh, you can tell me what colour eyes. I don't know whether to do like a turquoise green eye, a turquoise blue green, or to do violet. Because I'm going to be bringing purples in over here. So, because purple is complementary to the olive, and I'm using analogous colours with the turquoise, purples and blues for all of this, for the thing. So that was always my plan. But what would you rather see me attempt to do next week? Turquoise or violet? So, turquoise or violet? Turquoise or violet? Alright, you can tell I'm going insane now. Alright. What colour did I use? Brown bug. And then a little bit of fox hair. And then a bit of midnight. Let's come in with a little bit of olive brown and just kind of fill in these little bits here. So running that olive brown just through so that there's no white patches in our eyebrows. Then back with Huntsman. Where did you go? Where did it go? I've lost it. There it is. Okay. And you're like, just say goodbye already. I'm like, I will, right? Okay. Let's just put a couple of... There it is. There we go. Alright. Okay. I am going this time. I'm done. We're out. Thank you very much. And we will be back next week to continue colouring this page. I'll probably come back. I may have done a little bit of the fabric so that we can focus on eyes, makeup, jewels, and some of the fabric. But I don't think you need to see me colour all of the fabric. So I might do some of it so that we can focus on a section of it. Okay. Thank you very much. I will see you hopefully, if I get a chance, in some streams this week. If I'm not there, just know my world is, like I said, crazy at the moment, my real world. I'm there in spirit. Every time I see I've missed one, I'm like, oh, and I do watch them back. So my thoughts are with you all, and I will be on the road soon. So and going shopping. So, woohoo, and guess what? My no buy's over. But no, light fast birthday. Light fast. Let's see what happens. Okay. See you guys. Have a good one. Bye.